Hello, this is another personal reading. This particular question is about her spiritual wellness, I believe. How she's doing spiritually was how the question was initially asked me, but I believe it's about spiritual wellness. So let's take a look. Okay, it's interesting so far. I love these cards. I haven't worked with them in a long time, and so I'm happy to have them out. They're already speaking. So, I kind of laid things out in a little map here as I go. What I say might change. I don't ever commit to like a specific spread because the cards always do what they want to do. Up here, which I'm taking to be like more of your starting point, we start with individuality here, which this is just representing the self. But I also see with cycles and deceit, your initial challenge, your initial struggle is, oh my gosh, I pause with my words all the time. Is the struggle between, it's interesting that we also end here at belonging, where we start with individuality. You struggle between being unique and being what others might want you to be. Or, sorry, being yourself versus being what others might expect of you or what you think they expect of you. In some way, you felt as though you've been dishonest with yourself at some point, and that's perhaps why you're worried about where you are spiritually. You may have gone through a number of different phases and changes spiritually. You may have tried different paths, not necessarily like different religions necessarily, but say if you go to church, like you went to a lot of different churches, or you tried different groups, or if you didn't actually go to these groups, you at least like read up on a lot of different things. It could have been that you were exploring different spiritualities and religions. It could just be that you're questioning where you are in the universe, and whatever belief system that you may be using now, you may be feeling like it's not doing what it used to do for you, and you're worried. You're worried that you might be questioning your faith. That might not be the best way to put it. You're worried if it's the right fit for you now. That's a better way of putting it. You're worried, are you just going through the motions, and you know, these two together, I feel like deceit and cycles, going through the motions, just simply going through it, or is there something still there that initially called you to it in the first place? Down here is interesting. We start off with the High Priestess of Fire. We have Fulfillment. And we have Oath. Oh my gosh, the glare from the window. There we go. I think this is the midway point that leads eventually here, which is, we haven't quite gotten here in the reading yet, but this is a good place to be, I can already tell. This is a stable place to be because we have the High Priestess of Earth and we have belonging here. So I'm seeing that the very end is a stable place to be, and how to get there would be here. We have fire. Now, fire is, I'm sure you might have already heard, the element of passion and creation. It can also be the element of destruction. What I always say above all that, fire is the element of action. So whatever your spiritual practice does or does not look like, you're not going to know where you fit into it if you don't do it. So that could be meditating, that could be prayer, that could be ritual, that could be participating in a religious group like a coven or a church or what have you. Or it could be alone. It could be going simply for a walk in a beautiful natural spot that calls to you. It could be simply reading a novel that touches you deeply, if you're spiritual but like non-religious. I'm sorry, there's some people like shouting outside and I got distracted by that. If you're non-religious and you just don't want to fall into a specific religion, and we're talking about spirituality here, which I think plays a role in religion, but it doesn't need religion to exist, yeah, so I'm getting the sense of not just like you have to do it, you have to do spirituality, grammar is failing me, and from doing comes this newfound passion for it. I'm sensing something about dance and like, I don't know, getting movement of some kind, either dance or maybe it's something like Tai Chi, something moving your body, yoga. That could be a good way for you to get in touch with your spirit again. Yeah, I'm seeing like something about movement, like literal movement, and action, and it doesn't have to be vigorous exercise at all. Personally, I'm not a fan of vigorous exercise. I don't see the point unless you're like, I don't know. But I love dance personally, and some people really enjoy yoga or Tai Chi or something. Yeah, something with a bit of flow to it, something with a bit of movement. And, you can always look up free videos online on how to do something if you haven't done it before. This card for me, it's not just abundance, but it's recognizing the abundance that we already have and expressing gratitude for that. I think that's a big part of like anyone's spirituality is taking time to reflect and express gratitude. Sometimes we don't realize how far we've come and how much we have, and how we've grown as people, as spiritual beings. Yeah, I would take the time to not only express gratitude, but also like reflect on the inner child here. And if you were speaking to yourself as a child, if you, oh my gosh, let me phrase that better. If that, if you as an adult now could speak to yourself as a child, what would you say? What comfort would you provide? What wisdom would you give her? Right? I'm sensing here that there's a lot of like love you could give her, and that's important. Loving the inner child is important for all of us to do in our psychological and spiritual work. Yeah, and I think your inner child would also express gratitude back to you. I'm grateful that you have the strength to be where you are now. And celebrate it. That's the other thing. Yeah, celebrate who you are now. That's a big thing with this as well. Is there anything else? Celebrate it, indulge in it. Yeah, you earned it. Like, it was interesting. I was like staring at it, and like literally like the leaves are standing out to me again. And I was like, I just said growth, okay? I don't need to say that again. But yeah, you have grown. You've grown so much, and that is something to celebrate. With this card, I just take to mean that with these two in mind, and with this in mind, with being an individual, being yourself, and then action, and then gratitude, this is the commitment you make to that. You have to make a commitment to your spiritual journey, and you know, you decide what that commitment is. You decide what that looks like. It doesn't have to be, you know, meditating every single morning, but it's something that works with your life, your comfort, but also something that requires a bit of discipline to do. If you stick with it if you stick with what you're doing, I'm seeing manifestation over here with wishing. This is the card of, through this commitment to action, gratitude, remaining true to yourself, being sensitive to when you are not being true to yourself, and committing to these practices here. You know what you want, you manifest it, and everything comes together. So this card also is telling me about reflection again. You're going to reflect on, it may be helpful with this card, it may be helpful to keep a journal, if you don't already, of your spiritual progress and your, perhaps like your dreams as well, experiences you have during meditation or prayer or whatever you do. That would be a big deal. Excuse me. That would be a big way for you to assess, you know, look back on where you're at, and also to know, okay, well, what am I doing this all for? What is my goal in this practice? What is my goal with my spirituality? Where do I want to be? And once that is clear to you, which it will be if you keep track of what you're doing and you really have a good sense of purpose and oh my god, where'd it go? Where'd the words go? The words float away. A good sense of purpose and devotion, I think is the word I was looking for, to yourself, to your own growth, as well as to whatever higher power you may or may not believe in. And here I see it manifesting. This is where you're rooted. These things take root. These things can fruit. Oh my god, that rhymed. Things start to show up for you in the physical world. Things that you desire, things that make you happy, things that make you feel stable. These are the things that will show up around you. In essence, your wish is coming true. Where'd it go? What am I thinking? Hold on. It's like so much, like there's a lot. If I'm quiet, it's not because there's nothing, it's because there's like different energies coming at me, and sometimes they interrupt each other, and I don't know which one I was following, so I have to stop. There was something in here that looked like a butterfly, and I'm sensing that this is a, once you reach here, at this stage, there's a sort of, there's a completion of a metamorphosis that's been going on for a long time for you. Yeah, there's another butterfly wing here that I'm looking at. I don't know if you can see, like the illustration's kind of crazy, but the first one I saw was here, and the second one is over here. I don't know how good my camera is showing that. Yeah, the butterfly is about transformation, is about undergoing that metamorphosis, and I think that makes sense up here because this is sort of like the chrysalis here and into here a little bit, and then the emergence down here, or even starting here. Yeah. From that emergence is a new cycle, as this moon is telling me here, is a new cycle, and it's dawn, of finding other people like you and where you're at in your spirituality. You're going to find other people with similar values, similar energy. These are people that can further challenge you and that you can challenge. These are going to give you a sense of community, because that's a big part of why a lot of people practice spirituality too, is to connect with others and connect with the natural world, to find our place in this big wide universe, right? Yeah, it's gonna be like a light in the darkness. I'm seeing not just these like windows with the light standing out to me, excuse me, wow, the glare, but there's this star that's especially bright in the top right hand corner, and that to me is something in the near future that's going to be a guide through this. Yeah, I think this looks like a similar star in this corner of this card. Yeah. I feel like this here, there's something that is going to be guiding you through these steps to bring you here. Okay, let's see if there's any additional information from this step over here. Oh my gosh. Ooh, ooh. up here. These cards are so big. Like, look at my hand. Look at the card. Anyway, sorry. I just think it's funny. These are huge. They're quite awkward to shuffle, but you know. Tiny hand problems. All right. Ooh. Okay. I'm just gonna pull 3, I think. Oh. Okay. I think this one, you can read what it says. This one definitely is sort of the answer to this one, right? Also this blue flame here is telling me that there's like this, you're gonna have this like incredible like blaze of inner truth that is gonna resonate with other people. She's also looking into the dawn, which also kind of fits in with this, because there's all these pinks and blues, and you can see them reflected on her clothes, and I feel like it's like facing the dawn, facing change, offering your truth here. Just having climbed perhaps this mountain and gone over it. So that's really interesting. This man here is facing, this is Merlin, I believe, in this deck. Yeah, so what's calling out to me with this card is he has a star over his heart and this bright green hair, which is the same color as the heart chakra. And as I looked at it, I actually felt mine open. So I'm taking that something to do with like opening your heart. I don't know how else to say that. Like there's going to be more love offered to you, and you're going to have the ability to offer love to others. There's a lot of healing happening here. Also, I don't know, he's holding something that looks like the blue flame again, but it looks more like a stone. I don't know what's going on there. He also has the stars within his robes. I'm taking that to mean there's like, this is a journey within that will be expressed outward after, but there's like so much journeying inside. Yeah, this is a self-love journey, but at the same time, like this self-love is going to radiate out like to other people. This is also, this is like a shamanic journey. I feel like this advice down here is about this whole spread we just went over, one step at a time. I'm also saying this is this is something about your guides taking you on a journey here. They have something to show you. Whether that be your ancestors or any angels or past lives, I don't know. Things around you, whatever you believe in. I feel it's ancestors and perhaps like other kinds of guides as well. But yeah, there's something something they want to show you. And they also want you to know at this time that they are protecting you. That's what the circle is telling me. I'm also getting that there is a part of you that was shut down that's coming out. Okay? It's a good thing. It's a good part of you. There's like a new... You may not have known it was there. This is like a side of you a lot of people did not get to see. That will be... After this, of like, you know, following your truth, letting that, giving yourself that love and also reflecting that love outwards, I think this new aspect of you, this new, side of your spirit, I don't know how else to say it. It's a very wise part of you. A part of you that has been a guide for a little while for yourself will be coming out, and other people are going to recognize that. Yeah, I also just sense like a lot of discovery, new knowledge, gaining wisdom. It doesn't feel complete somehow. Let's check back in with the original deck and see if there's anything else we need to know. I don't really do readings with like this deck on its own because it's just so, I don't know. I don't know, the cards work better on their own. They don't really work well together in its own deck. I don't know why. They're very much like a card a day kind of deck. Not really a spread kind of deck, but oh well, I do things my way, so. Oh, that's good. Okay. Look at that. The cards are trying to tell me like, yeah, we're done. We're done. This is all you need to know. I like these two here. They feel really good. It does feel like it's completing, it's answering this up here. We have the Warrior, and we have Honesty, right? These two together I take to mean like the strength to be who you truly are, who you need to be. Oh my god, where's my train of thought going? Because this one needs to speak at a time. Yeah, his eye is standing out to me, like this eye here. It's the left eye, I believe. And these scratch marks here on him. Yeah, I'm getting a sense of like, you know you're protected, and that gives you strength, and that gives you, what am I trying to say? It gives you motivation in a sense, but it also gives you, drive. That's a better word. It gives you drive. It gives you purpose. It gives you, Also a sense of honor. Yeah, that's the word. Of course, this is answering, honesty, this is answering up here with the seeds. Here we have you feeling like you can be authentic. You burn brightly. You have the ability to inspire others with your authenticity. When you're true to yourself, there's other things that are revealed to you. That's what these crescents are telling me in the flame. Because the crescent moon is this very interesting time where things are peeling back. We're still in most of the darkness, but there's like hints of things shown to us. Either things appearing or disappearing, depending on if it's a waxing or waning moon. And this, it is, I believe it's a waning moon. So maybe this is transformation in a way. These are things that, things of your past that you can let go of. Yeah, standing in your truth. Yeah, you're burning away some bad memories, but like you are accepting them for what they were before you can release them. That's what's happening here. And that will be a really good feeling. That would be something that you, here, you're definitely strong enough to deal with. This could also be karma from past lives as well. And you don't have to know every detail about these things to release, to accept and then release them. Sometimes it's just a matter of doing the work that you are in this life, and that can heal a lot of what's happened before this lifetime. And of course over here it's a sense of completion, of starting a new volume, not just a new chapter, but a new volume in the series of your life, you know, a new book in the volume, rather. A new volume in the book. Which way does it go? I don't know. But it's more than just a new chapter. This is like this is a different book if you see in the image. Okay, because something is concluded, but we're shown chapter 1 of another book. And chapter 1 has a blank page next to it. So that's a new book to be written. There's something new to be created when we release whatever's over here. There's new potential coming in, okay? Yeah, and I just don't feel like I should push the cards to tell me anything else. Because we ended on a card called Conclusion. So, I think I will wrap it up there. I apologize for me getting distracted by various things, but I do have several guides around me right now that want to all jump in and say whatever they want to say. I hope this is helpful for you. I did enjoy doing this reading for you very much. I very much appreciate the support from you and your friend. Thank you. And if you are someone who has been eavesdropping on this entire reading and you are wanting a personal reading for yourself, there's information in the description about how you can do that if you want one from me. Also, if you're somebody who's just spying and you wanted to check out my channel, please do so. I have videos about witchcraft and spirituality and tarot.